A decade ago, it would have been difficult to name even a couple of great new French cars, but in recent years there's been something of a French revolution. We're here at La Perouse, where the French tried to beat the British to be the first to land in Australia, with 6 fabulous options from France. If you haven't even thought about taking a French car for a test drive, this might change your mind. For families, the Citroen Grand C4 Picasso and Peugeot 2008 are worthy contenders. Or, if you like to stand out from the crowd, the sporty Renault Megane RS265 or the Peugeot RCZR could do the trick. For a city-sized cruiser, don't overlook the Citroen DS3 or the Renault Clio. So, Dan, here we have a couple of cute little city cars.
We do, Teagues. First up, there's the Renault Clio at about $17,000. And the Citroen DS3 Sport at just under 30, and there's more similarities between these two than just the white colour.
Tell me, what are your favourite things about these cars?
Yeah, there's plenty on offer. We'll start with the Clio. Well, just look how good it looks for $17,000. It's brimming with character. It's got a great interior. It rides like a French hatch should. The only issue is its engines and transmissions. They stumble a bit like a Frenchman speaking, yeah, and then finally get going. It's not a problem with the Citroen, however. It's got a 1.6 turbo. It's a bit of a semi-hot hatch, this thing, yet it still rides beautifully. You can live with it day to day. Two very different options. I love them both.
And they also come with a little bit of peace of mind as well.
They do. The French aren't always renowned for quality, but these two do seem well made. The Renault has a 5-year warranty, the Citroen a benchmark 6-year warranty, so lots to love there.
A lot of character, and that's pretty impressive.
It is.
So, trained as someone with a European bloodline, there's a bit of an internal tussle going on. These sports cars are pretty funky.
They really are, and as someone with Italian blood, Tegan, I've got to be honest with you, this is very hard for me to admit, but look at the style of these cars. And speaking of style, this is the first facelifted Megane RS in Australia that we've got our hands on, but whichever way you cut it, they're beautiful looking cars.
What are some of your favourite things about them?
Look, there's a lot to love about both cars. I really love the style of the RCZR. I think it's a beautiful looking car, the scalloped carbon fibre roof. Only the French could think of a design feature like that, and it looks fantastic. And the Megane RS, it's arguably the most competent front wheel drive car on the road, and it's such good value for money.
So price-wise, what are you going to have to shell out?
Look, the Peugeot is just under $70,000, the Renault's just under $50,000, and depending on whether you prefer style or outright performance, it's very good value for money. I suppose the most important point to make is that the French can actually build a hard-edged sports car.
So Tony, as a family man yourself, if you're in the market for something to haul the kids around, these are some pretty good options.
Because they're both brilliantly packaged. Over here is the 2008 Peugeot. Over here we've got the C4 Grand Picasso. Quite different, one's a 7-seater and the 2008's only a 5-seater. In fact, the 2008 is only very small, in fact just larger than a 208 hatch that it's based on, but it outdoes almost every other compact SUV with space inside.
What about all the gadgets in this?
This is a really funky looking car, and for a people mover that's really hard to do, but the French with their flair has retractable sun visors. Pretty cool.
It's all touch.
All touch screen, and a very big touch screen in fact. And I'd also say they're both great to drive. The 2008, that one there is a manual gearbox. That's the one to buy. The 6-speed automatic in the C4 Grand Picasso, brilliant.
So you don't need to compromise style to lug the family around?
Absolutely not.
Not with these.
No.
The boys got a little bit carried away trying to find all the quirky design features they could. Oh, okay, so did I.
What if I wanted to check the time, Tony, though? What would I do?
I tell you what, Jan,
check the time?
you don't need glasses for this, son. Because you've got a wall clock in a car.
And look at this driving position. The clutch is 4 kilometres higher than the brake.
It's a go-kart wheel, and unless you're 4 foot tall, you won't be able to see the gauges.
Oh, and did you see these, Tone? Look at those.
Well, easy, I've ordered 5.
And guys, I like that a light car has cruise control, but you have half the buttons down here and then half the buttons on the steering wheel.
I thought this was the actual rear vision mirror.
These quirks are the reason that we love these cars. So, as the guys have pointed out, these quirky cars from Citroen, Renault and Peugeot all offer something a little different. Whether you're after a family car, a sporty car or a city car, there's now a Frenchie for everyone.